Join me right now is XFC bantamweight contender Andre Soukhamthath. Andre, what's going on, man? It's good to see your face, smiling. You're in Florida, living in a good life. What's going on?
What's up, man? It's good to see you, John.
For sure, man. Let's jump right into your appearance on Genius Brain podcast. I really enjoyed that, man. A different platform, a broader audience. How was the response from going on that show and doing that podcast?
Man, all my friends were psyched. They're big fans of David So,
Mhm.
and I gained a lot of new fans too, and a lot of people that knew about me but wasn't following me. They really got to hear my story a little bit on the podcast. So, and they ended up started following my careers. I got a lot of DMs after that. It was pretty cool, man, because David's actually been a fan of mine since CES days.
Yeah.
When he started following me, and then that's really a social media, and then I was like, oh, David So's following me, and then I was following him, and we just kept in touch throughout CES and the UFC, and we even met up one time in Miami. It was him, Tony Delgado,
Hmm.
and Timmy's wife, Chia, and I brought my wife along, and it was a great time, man. It was a great time.
Yeah, man, great, great. This sport, like crossing lines, you know what I mean, and reaching out and doing shows and other platforms is great to see. And also recently you went over to Singapore to corner Adriano Moraes. That was probably an incredible experience. You get to you were watching
Yeah,
history unfold from the corner, man. That's very rare.
that's very rare, and I realized that, it I was so confident in Adriano, so I knew that he was gonna make history that night. But once it actually happened, it was like, wow, it was crazy, and the travel was not easy to get there. We went through a lot to get to Singapore. We even got held back in Philadelphia for 2 nights because we didn't get the right COVID test, and we didn't have our luggage, so we were stuck in the same clothes for about 2 3 days. We had to go to Walmart and buy some clothes for the flight.
Mhm.
That's how bad it was, man. But yeah, it all worked out, man. And it was such a nice trip, and I vlogged everything. So if you guys want to see our whole trip, it's on my YouTube channel, man.
Yeah, yeah, definitely go check that out. And yeah, I remember the fight week because Adriano didn't arrive on time, and everybody was flipping out, dude. Like everybody's like, "What is going on?"
Exactly, exactly, and that's the reason why.
Now, being able to experience that, right, with Adriano, a guy that you've been training with for like the past year or maybe 2 years, right?
Yep.
And you've been seeing him like have this one goal in mind, but the fight keeps getting delayed, and he kind of like pushes forward, and in his positive mindset, what I mean, having someone like that around you and witnessing that history unfold in front of you, what does that do for you?
It's definitely inspiring. It's definitely a learning lesson too. The way he carries himself. Um, it's not a lie, man. He's in there every single day, fight or not, canceled fight or not. He's in there every single day, um, just trying to better himself because he wants to be the best in the world, and he wants to be the best fighter he can be, and I think I'm so glad that we knew it, but he got to show the world that, and for it to all come together like that for him that night, it was something special because I witnessed that whole camp. Forget like all the canceled fights. He was in the gym anyways. I was with him throughout the whole camp. I saw every single sparring session. Um, I saw every single pad work session. I made a commitment to dedicate myself for 6 weeks to him, and that's just a small part of what I did for him. What I mean? I'm just honored that he let me in to be a part of it.
Before that, though, he was in your corner for your XFC debut, man. That fight, it came down to the judges. You got the split decision. You've been on the wrong side of those a few times, those split
Yeah.
decisions. Was that fight close in your eyes?
I think I dominated the fight. If anything, you can give him one round, but it definitely wasn't a split decision. Anybody that knows fighting or saw the fight would see that I dominated 2 rounds. Um, that was round 2 and 3, that's for sure. And I had him hurt. He never had me hurt, but I'm just glad I won, man.
Mhm.
But it was scary. It was definitely scary, and it was great to have Adriano there. He's gonna be with me this fight too, so we're gonna do it all over again.
Yeah,
Nothing
man,
but
it's
win.
always good to have. I don't know if you call it good luck charms, but you guys are each other's good luck charms in some way, somehow.
Yeah, man, we just work hard and feed off each other's energy, and just give each other extra strength. You know what I mean? And it's not even just me and Adriano; it's the
Yeah.
whole team. You know, it's a beautiful thing.
Now, heading into that last fight, man, you were on a long layoff. You're coming off back-to-back losses. Were there any demons that you had to battle mentally to, with everything that was surrounding your return?
Yeah, there was a lot of demons, man. I didn't even know if I wanted to fight MMA anymore. I was ready to just do striking, do kickboxing, do Muay Thai, do left way. Like I was in negotiations with bare knuckle boxing, like you know what I'm saying, like, um, but then I had to talk with my coach Conan, and he was like, "Listen, Andre, you're all over the place. You're an MMA fighter. Let's focus on that because you're a good one." So I said, "Okay, coach," and a couple of weeks fly by, and then I got that fight, and it worked out perfectly, really. But just being 0-2 and having a family, and there was no fights really. It was, at that time during the pandemic, it was tough, but thankfully I got that fight, and I got the ball rolling again.
Now you're back to back headlining spots for XFC, man. I don't know. Is it safe to say? I don't know. Are you the face of the promotion now somehow, some way? Is that what it's working out to be?
Man, I don't look at it like that. I just think that we appreciate each other. I appreciate XFC. I appreciate every single person on that staff. I appreciate all the fans. I appreciate all the fighters that's loyal to XFC. And I think XFC appreciates me too, for going out, showing out, putting on a show, putting on a good fight, and for signing with them. And, it's cool because one thing that stuck out to me when we had our pre-fight talk, Myron, the CEO, he said, I don't care where you fought, and I don't care what your record is. You start brand new here, and honestly, that really took a lot of pressure off of my shoulders. You know what I mean? Because I have such a big name in the MMA community, and people are gunning for me. People are expecting certain things, and for him to say like, "Listen, I don't care if you lost your last 10 fights. You're starting over with XFC. You're here for a reason because we like the way you fight, because we like you. So go out and put on a show." And it was great, man. And it's good energy. I really enjoy fighting with the XFC.
Now you're facing Jose Quinonez. He has a good resume. He's fought some tough guys. Do you view him as a more dangerous fighter compared to your last opponent?
My last opponent was very dangerous too. He's fought a lot of good fighters around the Brazil circuit a lot, and he had a lot of experience, not only in MMA. He had a lot of Muay Thai experience, man. He had like a lot of fights in Muay Thai. So um, I wouldn't say that Quinones is more dangerous, but I would say that he probably has a little more experience with the competition he's faced, and fighting at the big show 8 times. You know what I mean? He and going through the Ultimate Fighter, Latin America. He definitely has a lot of experience, and it won't be, it'll be veteran against veteran come May 28th for sure.
No doubt, no doubt. Now, when you look at his tape, what is your assessment of the style of fighting that he has? It's probably something that you enjoy.
Actually, it's really, I don't got anything to say bad to say about the guy. He goes out, he brings it, and he's not just a striker. He's not just a ground guy. He has good striking. He has good jiu-jitsu. He mixes it up really well, and I see that by watching his tape. I saw it even before I was scheduled to fight him. I used to see him fight all the time on fight nights and in the UFC, and I saw the way he fought, and he always mixed it up with a good pace. So I'll be ready for that.
Like, what does he bring to the table that's going to be interesting for you that you look forward to testing yourself against?
The way he switches stances, his fast pace, um, and the way he mixes it up. Just like what I said, he's a very dangerous opponent.
All right, now American Top Team, of course, the flyweights, the bantamweights, the crew that you guys have. If you look
Yeah.
at the the record in the past, I don't even know how long, you guys have been very successful. What is can you break down exactly like what the environment is like with all these guys coming in and just helping each other out? It's just, they say this old adage of iron sharpens iron, and it's really true over there.
Yeah, definitely, it's true. We're on the mats together every single day, and when we're not on the mats together, we're working with our coaches, and that's the beauty of American Top Team is like they have a lot of coaches, and even though I might be working with certain coaches, my teammates working with other coaches, and then the next day we're kind of like training together and hey, look what I learned from this coach, and oh, this is what I learned from this coach, and we're kind of feeding off each other, and then we start drilling together. So that's kind of like the atmosphere, everybody's always down to help each other. We go hard, but we're not trying to hurt each other, and it's just all good positive energy because um, everybody's there to work, man. We're not there for the social media.
Mm-hmm.
We're not there to take pictures. We're not there to show that, oh, I'm the biggest and baddest guy in the gym. We're just there to work, man, and win our fights.
Is there a rule at American Top Team that there's no filming and stuff in the gym? Is that right?
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's a rule. There's no filming during the pro
Mm-hmm.
classes. That's the class that all the pros train together, and you know, the place is so big. Sometimes you even have teammates fighting each other, and people come from all different sorts of the world. It was more for the public. Sometimes we had the public come in and they'll watch a practice, or I'll bring my people in and or whoever. Sometimes you can do that before COVID, so that's why the signs were up. But there's not any worries right now because the fighters are all busy training anyways. We're not filming anything.
Yeah, for sure. And like you just said, you guys all work together, but you do go to your individual coaches and learn from them, and then you test it out on each other. Man, that's gotta
Yeah,
just
exactly.
be so productive for everybody.
Yeah, and sometimes you're the nail, sometimes you're the hammer. But it doesn't matter. It's practice. That's what practice is for. And the most important thing is that you perform on fight night, and I think we all get that.
Yeah, I saw that you were getting in some rounds with a big featherweight, Edson Barboza. Was that those exchanges?
It's good, man. I've been sparring with him for the last 4 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sparring with him tomorrow. And I feed off his knowledge. Like those rounds are fun, but they're not fun. You know what I mean? Because he's so good. He's people say that, oh, he's in that. No, he's a veteran, man. He has like more than 20 fights in the UFC. Look at his highlights in the UFC. Look at his finishes, his resume, and his work ethic, man. For him to still be there doing what he does, obviously he's the next level. And sparring with him, being locked in the cage with him, I feel that sometimes, but I don't let that put me down too much because if I get a shot in or if I get a minute of dominance, I know what I did to get that. And if I saw something that he did, man, I'm asking questions. I'm asking a lot of questions, and I'm not afraid to do that. And he's not afraid to answer. He's really been good to me this camp. We've been really feeding off each other's energy.
All right, now what do you expect, man, in your performance? Another headlining spot. What do you think about this fight?
Man, I just know that I'll be ready for the fight. I'm super focused. You know what I bring to the table. Whatever they give me, I dish it out right back. Um, he's never fought anybody that had power like me,
Mm-hmm.
so we'll see how he does. But I'm so focused for this fight. I'm working extremely hard for this fight, man. And I literally just blocked everything else out in my life, in my family. Like I'm focused on this fight. Any other obligations is like no. Like I'm focused on this fight.
Yeah, no doubt. Now, one last thing. Who's the best soccer player at ATT?
Hey man, they got some good soccer players, man. You got Marlon's amazing. Um, you got Marcao. I'm the best goalie. I can say that. That was my position my whole life, so I'm always stuck in the goal. They don't let me leave the goal, and they fight to keep me on their team. Like, no, we got Andre this game. No, we got Andre. So, but man, every time I go there, it's filled with a bunch of Brazilians, man, and they're raised with a soccer ball, so
Yeah.
it's nice to see them so talented in other sports. Oh, Formiga is dirty in everything he does. So yeah, it's really cool.
All right, man. May 28th, SFC 44, main event, Des Moines, Iowa. Thank you, Andre, for the time, man. Appreciate it. And yeah, all the best to you on this main event.
Thanks, Sean. Always good talking to you.